Welcome to Before the Bat, the Gotham podcast, your guide to the TV show Gotham and all things Batman. I am Phil, and the gang's all here. We got Kelly.
Hey.
And Tyler.
Hey guys, what's up?
Let's jump in. Honestly, I have to say the last couple weeks, I don't know, I've been the show seems to be getting slow to me, but this was a pretty good episode this week.
Oh my gosh, this episode was a boss. I was like,
Bruce is finally getting wise.
Yeah, I was like, I was feeling the film like, all right, things happen. What do we discuss? What do we talk about? And then all of a sudden, I was like, okay, boom, Bruce does some sweet stuff in this one.
Yes.
So,
did anybody see that coming? I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see it coming, but in the back of my head, I wondered if something was going to happen. I kind of had the twist maybe in the opposite direction.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, like, I don't want to spoil it yet, but I thought maybe it was Silver that had orchestrated it or something.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, oh, sweet.
I knew something was up because, like, when Bruce gets dragged in the back room, I'm like, well, they can't kill him, so what's going on?
Well, they could, but they'd have to use a Lazarus pit or something, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, would they, like, like, injure him, give him grave bodily harm, but
mutilate him?
Kill him? Yeah.
I mean, they could, Bruce could lose a hand, or something. Who knows? They can tweak it. So, I don't know. It was really good. I mean, and let's just spoil the crap out of this, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I like the fact that Bruce set up the kidnapping for him and Silver, and Selina was in on it. And it proves exactly what I said. Selina's the only real friend that Bruce has.
Yeah.
That she genuinely does care about him.
Besides Alfred.
Yeah, of course, Alfred. But I love how she's like, Selina said, it was only when only when her fingers were on the chopping block that she gave up the name, or come up with a name. No, not when Bruce. So I was like, yeah, exactly.
And what name was that, Tyler?
Malone. M. Malone. And I was like, for real? They're going to play this out? Was Matches Malone a real person? Not just Bruce is always disguised? Or is it just a code name? I'm like, where are you going to go with this? I'm intrigued.
Or is that where he gets the idea? Or
yeah, I'm highly intrigued on where they're going to go with Matches Malone.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just like, I'm like, I don't know. I just thought it was a really cool throw out there. So
I'm glad that Bruce is finally getting some brains. I mean, that sounds awful, but it's true. I mean, he has allowed himself to be beguiled way too much,
Mm-hmm.
He's too trusting, even though he knows all the scheming is going on around him. And, well, I can understand, we all want that, but in his case, that's not exactly the safest thing to do.
Yeah, I know. But he was full on with that plan. I mean, he let himself get slapped around, and
that's what, like, with the last episode where Alfred said, the level of deception that would require to get information from her, you do not have. And
he proved him wrong.
I know, yeah. Just love, like, Alfred's like, yeah, that's a hoochie mama. You ain't.
See, Bruce is a little like me. I'm one of those people. You tell me I can't do something, and oh, holy cow, watch out.
That's exactly the point, I think, in some ways. Like, it's just a kind of a way of saying, you can't do this, Bruce. What? Watch me, Alfred. I got this. And I love how the part that I really liked was when Selina gives him the advice, the best liars tell the truth. And he says, I was telling the truth, but not about her.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm like, yeah, because you're saying, oh, Selina's his only friend. I think he thinks of her as more than a friend.
Exactly. And then she's like, I'm going to steal one of your cars. He's just like, okay.
Love is never having to ask before stealing your car.
But the Bruce story in this was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I still want to know where Lucius is with fixing that computer.
Yeah, he's probably off in IT land. He's electrocuted himself inside the case,
So I'm still waiting for that. But yeah, I really, really liked Bruce's journey this week.
Oh yeah, I can't. Definitely. And then look where we ended it. Going into the finale, Theo has him.
That's
Oh
just
my gosh, I know. I was just like, wow.
Between Bruce and Gordon this week, I'm like, this could have been the mid-season finale. I'm like, well, what are they going to do next week?
Exactly. We're going to take it next week. Like, I wonder, like we talked about before, if they'll kind of wrap up the Galavan stuff next week, and the one that comes back is a new arc.
I don't know.
I don't either, because the way, now shifting gears here, the way that Theo Galavan basically got off because Mayor James took back his statement.
He blamed it all on Penguin.
right.
Yeah.
Now he's going to be susceptible to being kicked out of office.
But yeah, I just have a feeling, since this season's more planned out than the first one was, that I swear they're going to leave us on a cliffhanger. A 3-month cliffhanger.
Of course.
Man, it's got to be with a character that we actually believe. That's the problem. If you do something too much with Bruce, we're like...
Yeah, he's not going to die.
Exactly. We're like, oh, well, Bruce will be fine. But if they do it with somebody like Lee or Bullock, the characters that could actually really be...
Dead?
Yeah.
That would put old Detective Gordon over the edge now, wouldn't it?
It would be, I mean... Gordon...
Or Barbara.
Comatose Barbara. Gordon just needs to figure out what he wants to do.
Maybe Comatose Barbara is pregnant.
Maybe? With twins. I just keep saying with twins to make it easier. Because it would be a lot easier, so... But man... Go ahead, Phil. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, what do you think about the Order of Saint Dumas?
That's where I was going. Very interesting. Interesting how they talked about how they were everywhere, and then they disappeared, from the area, and their temple was trying to be purchased by Galavan, and it's now a rug and tub joint.
A house of ill repute.
I was like, wow, don't shy away from it there.
It is Gotham.
I have in my notes. This sounds like the title of like a bad horror movie. It's like I have Massacre at the Massage Parlor.
Yes, sounds like a great movie. Would be campy, Bruce Campbell style horror movie.
Yeah, very campy.
But it was interesting. Like I don't know I don't really have any expectations for them, but I did like the beginning where they killed like the one guy. Like I was kind of waiting to see that there was maybe one of them, like that idea of Jean-Paul Valley Sr., Azrael type thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like when they stopped the mugging at the beginning, like just the way the character moved in and out. Thought that was interesting. I found the fact that they were trying to complete a sacrifice, and the fact that Galavan doesn't even really believe in it. So I just kind of wonder where, he is a Dumas, and then the Order of Saint Dumas, but yet he don't really care about it.
Well, he's using it as a means to an end.
Exactly. They talked about like their rituals and everything, and how Gordon and them stop the one dude, and then he tricks him by putting the thing. He's like, "Brother,
yeah,
I'm here."
Yeah. Well, they've even done it in the comics where there's been like at least one or two like groups that splintered off from the main order. So
that means there's disorder.
No, I was gonna say yeah, Theo's.
But Philip, what was your favorite fight / scene of this episode?
Oh yeah, Alfred versus Tabitha.
Oh my gosh, he's like,
he caught the whip.
Because nobody expects the butler to be BA.
But he did get knocked out in the trash truck. That wasn't good.
I think he took a knife in the back, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Or in the side, actually.
And he keeps on fighting. He's the man.
Yeah, I don't know though, but he didn't make it home in time though.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, we gotta hope he doesn't get crushed at the next stop.
He's not
Yeah, I
the
think that's
shredder.
what-
He'll make it.
I think that's what Tabitha was hoping for, but yeah, because did they even show Alfred in the previews for next week? I don't know.
I don't know. My previews got cut off, so.
Oh, I don't remember seeing them all. I remember seeing his Penguin teaming up with Jim.
Jeez, that's a weird relationship. The whole Penguin, the Penguin with the Riddler thing is pretty interesting.
I know.
I loved how he called him at his desk while he's having this discussion with Lee about where's the mustard.
And there it is.
That was the second one.
Twisted.
That was the second one. I think the first one was like, "What did you put down the toilet that it's backed up?"
Yes, it's my plumber. And then he made the whole story about Kristen leaving with Officer Dory. He's like, left. Huh.
I know that story wasn't too suspicious. He was like, "Yeah, Officer Doherty came back, and then they just left together."
Well, he needs something where it takes both of them out of the picture. And
yeah, I know.
How she left and how all of a sudden it's just like Ed doesn't have anybody.
It's going to start getting suspicious that all these people around Ed, start mysteriously disappearing.
You mean Dexter? I mean Ed? Yeah.
That'd be Deadster, right?
Oh. Oh man, I was recording with Lilith last week, and I said something, and Lil said, now you're doing punny business. I said, you and Kelly are rubbing off on me. She goes, Kelly rubbed off on me.
Sorry. Not sorry.
That's funny though.
So man, what about the theme we get? We've been getting like this every episode for the last couple episodes. It's just it's not an episode of Gotham if Jim doesn't punch Theo in the face.
Oh man, the court he was. I was like, Jim, what's Jim? I'm like, come on, Jim, be smarter than that. I get it, you're young and reckless, but come on, be smarter than that. You're the cop like that we need. But you know what's sad about this season? I keep noticing more and more. Mm-hmm. It's just we feel like we get less and less Bullock. It's like he gets one or two lines an episode. Like,
we need more witticisms.
He gets his great line here or there, and that's it. Like,
I just love when him and Jim are sitting there, and Barnes comes limping in, and he's like, "Oh, the guy got stabbed. You think we could at least get get a week break?" And he's like, "Hey, Cap."
Yeah, and he's like, the doctor tried to give me a week off. I was like, no. And that's our whole Bullock scene right there.
Yeah.
Well, they were down in the sewer.
Oh, yeah. But I'm just like, he doesn't get any good lines, really, any action scenes, it seems like. He's cutting that character like we don't know what to do with this character. Just keep him around until we figure it out.
Bullock is kind of like, rats.
I thought he'd at least have some kind of good pun or something for the massage parlor or whatever.
Oh, yeah. That would be right up his alley.
I thought that some of those girls would be running out, and he'd be like, "Oh, hi, Sarah, how are you?"
Like, Harvey, haven't seen you in a while. Harvey, how you been? I'm good. I'm good. I wanted to see Selena just punch Silver in the face.
She was ready to stab her.
I know, but just punch her in the face and kick her in the face. That would be awesome.
Shiska Silver.
What?
If she stabbed her.
But no, I think Bruce did more damage with
telling her the truth.
Oh yeah, and she thought she had him wrapped around her little finger, and then she's like, Bruce, this isn't you. He's like, you don't know me.
Exactly. He's like, don't mess with Bruce Wayne.
Yes, not a wise idea.
He's like, I am vengeance. Punches her.
I just wanted to know where did the guy with the knife get the fake blood?
Oh yeah.
We'll see. Trouble.
He was sweet. I liked him because I believed. I was like, man, he's gonna tear everybody up on this. I was like, dang. Then he's like, always pleasure doing business with you. I was like, awesome. Then they just leave Silver there. That's my favorite part. Just leave her in the warehouse. I would have drugged her and just dropped her off. Let's have him toss her out somewhere.
Yes.
Oh, Theo will come for her, I guess, after he gets done kicking the crap out of Gordon.
And okay, are there any security cameras and stuff at Wayne Manor? That's what I want to know. Like, security cameras, backup.
There better be one
operated.
now.
We need.
There were. There were, but Alfred smashed them.
We need something because, let me think here. Last season we got Copperhead that busted in, tried to kill Selena and Bruce, and now, like, people just keep showing up at Wayne Manor. Yeah. Cameras, Bruce. Cameras.
Yes.
You need
Cameras.
You need evidence.
Forget cameras. What about, like, like a moat and, like, pits filled with, like, tigers or something?
Well, that would be cool. It would look extreme, but, you can't really use those as evidence in a court case to prove that somebody is bad.
How about
but I mean,
full of bats?
They have that.
Well, I mean, that scares most people.
It was interesting, though, that this week there actually was an episode of Gotham. With all the other shows taking this week off for Thanksgiving, Gotham's like, nope, we'll show you something on Monday.
Well, I guess, all the Monday shows were on, because as you know, Supergirl was on.
Yep. What? So.
And then next week's the mid-season already.
That's crazy.
For 3 months. It's like almost exactly 3 months. It's going to be off.
It's going to be like
so
Doctor
weird.
Who or Sherlock or something.
That's just so weird, though. They take that big of a gap.
Well, that's what we were saying before. It's like, they said they only wanted to take one break instead of all those breaks they took last year. I'm like, yeah, well still, you could have taken, come back in January with an episode or two and then come back,
So now they're going to have last year on Gotham.
Yeah. That's why I wonder if they'll tie up, like, a storyline or something, so that when they come back, like...
Because the cliffhanger would be awful for 3 months. Nobody's going to remember.
It's
like a summer break.
Yeah, it is.
And that's the problem, is if you have this convoluted story with all these threads going, and you have an event that happens...
Mm-hmm.
Our memories are going to be cobblepotted.
Exactly. Good job. We won't even remember what happened. We'll be like, who is Gallivant? Oh, yeah. What's going on? Wait, where's this? Like, the little details we'll forget.
Wait a minute. Alfred has another hole in his body?
I got stabbed again? I thought that was last season. No, that happened before. Oh, okay. It happened in season 2, part 1. Oh, gotcha.
And especially if they don't address, like, stuff like the Barbara stuff next episode, it's going to be like, oh wait, where was Barbara? Oh yeah, in a coma.
Yeah, that's how it'll come back. First episode, when it comes back, is she wakes up and she has no memory of being bad or nothing. The last thing she remembers is her and Jim in her apartment and her running around just no pants on.
And then she becomes Oracle, right?
That's not even funny, Kelly.
How dare you?
Because she'll be in a wheelchair, right?
I can laugh about, we can make jokes about Felicity being Oracle, but no. Not this Barbara. This Barbara can't even type, much less try to 1980s, 90s DOS computerized Oracle. No.
I'm telling Lilith on you, Kelly.
OS2.
Come back when you got some real jokes. Don't bring that game up in here.
Oh, jeez.
She'll become Super Barbara Homemaker. She'll be like, Jim, look at all this stuff. Jim, aren't we getting married? And then
she'll be a Stepford wife, you mean?
Yep. And then her and Lee will have to have it out. I feel sorry for Lee. I foresee her leaving Jim at some point. Like, that would be a character arc I see happening.
Which would be
she doesn't get killed.
Yeah, I don't see her dying, but you never know. But I see her just leaving Jim. Just because Jim's embracing his dark side so much. And like she said before, like, Jim still had, like, he had feelings towards Barbara and all that. So, I mean, I could see her just, like, leaving, getting out while she can.
Yeah. And
then she makes a one-night mistake and hooks up with Alfred.
What?
Okay, I was all serious for that last part. That last part was just me just throwing something out there.
Alfred is not stupid.
Yeah, we saw him for hardcore with her at the gala.
That's true, but that could cause a big problem.
Yeah. But, this show always amazes me, just how much they've changed up and how much they tweak. And, like, characters just disappear for long periods of time and they don't reference them, or even story threads that just go by the wayside. So.
Uh-huh.
And we still haven't seen Hugo Strange or Mr. Freeze yet.
And we know they're both coming. Or the Court of Owls, which we kind of bumped, because I really was hoping that Theo was going to be the one tied to it, but not the Order of St. Dumas. So, where's my Court of Owls?
Oh, I'm just thinking Theo's going to make them mad, because Theo keeps running around screaming out, him and his family built the city, so.
Oh, I would love it if just the court shows up and just like I said before, just like slaughters the order and slaughters Theo and Tabitha, and no one can figure out how or why. There's like one little clue that's left, and it just enough that people are like, huh, like that old nursery rhyme that no one believes is real.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And that's all. They just leave it. All we know is they exist. They don't have to be intricate part of the story. Nothing. Just they exist.
What if that was like the mid-season cliffhanger kind of, Penguin and Jim are like trying to like free Bruce, and then all of a sudden the court just like swoops in and like kills Theo, and everyone's like, who did that?
Perfect. Write it, Phil. Write it.
I just did.
It'd be amazing. I think they should bring back, like, I would love to see, I don't know, I think it'd be cool just to have a little hint at Haley's Circus talking about training the next, like, you just see someone at the circus take one of the boys to be the next Talon.
Mm-hmm.
Pull that back in, because that was an awesome arc. I don't know, just something like that to open up the universe a little bit more.
Yeah, and they talk about, should we wait for the Graysons, baby? No.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Say that line. Let us know she's pregnant. It's been long enough. So, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot that's going on. It's just such an interesting show, because there's always so much more that I want, and there's always so much that happens, and always so little that happens. Like, like we said before, Montoya and Alan just disappeared. No explanation. They just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Those characters, they're just like, they killed Essen. Like, they're like, huh, what are we going to do with this show? Let's kill people. They killed Miss Kringle. Riddler's become a psycho murderer. I never pictured the Riddler as a murderer, but he was always more of the intellectual challenge. And here he's like, I'm going to kill everybody.
Everyone needs to have a hobby.
His is leaving clues and murder.
Maybe we'll find out Montoya and Alan were killed as like part of what do they call it? The Blood of the Nine.
That'd be interesting. That would be very interesting. Just bring them back for something, I don't know. All I know is the show intrigued me because it's like it doesn't have its own set of rules, so it can pretty much do whatever it wants.
Which is going to be kind of freeing and kind of also daunting for the writers.
Exactly. How about this?
Or
Bruce invents time travel on accident with Lucius Fox, and then Bruce Wayne from 20 years in the future steps in as Batman and just cleans up Gotham. Boom.
Bruce, you have to come back to the future with me. It's your kids, Bruce.
Exactly.
We gotta get back to the past.
Something has to be done about Helena and Damien. What? Yeah, don't worry.
Let's get in this ancient DeLorean and go 88 miles an hour.
Go to the Old West.
Here's a question, Kelly. Would it be ancient at that time? We don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be brand new.
Hey, I resemble that remark. I remember the 80s very well.
So do I, but I was in elementary school. But
my parents actually looked at buying a DeLorean.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah?
They didn't fit real well, though. The fit and finish of the vehicle wasn't very good. And that's why
It'd be worse than money.
What?
It'd be worse than money now. It'd be worse than money now, though.
Well, yeah, some of them, depending. But the cars were kind of not that nice.
No.
That's why every car that was made was used as a Back to the Future stunt car.
Yes, just about. Or now is it that Back to the Future replica car that travels the circuit of cons.
Exactly.
Yep.
Better hope it doesn't break. Because you never get parts for them.
So I guess, I don't know if there's anything else with this episode, but has anyone heard any Batman news?
Not really.
Not really.
Everything really seems to be quiet.
Well, it's a holiday.
It's all
but what I did see is, this week, the Captain America Civil War trailer came out.
Yes, it did.
And, all I saw was the meme where it was just a picture of, like, Captain America and Superman and said, next year, two big Boy Scouts. And then they show a picture of, Iron Man and Batman. They say, fight two rich guys.
Exactly, that's what it is. That's all it is. It's just rich guys fighting Boy Scouts.
And I have to say, I watched Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. on Jimmy Kimmel the other night.
Uh-huh.
And Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark now without the suit. Because they're like, while they were filming it in Atlanta, like the movie company brought all his furniture from his house, so he had it in the house he was staying in while they were filming.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, him and his family had all their furniture.
That's creepy.
If you got the money, you got the money. I mean, he makes more bank than any of them. Like, they release how much each person makes, and it's just like astronomical how much more he gets than any of the others.
Well, sure.
Well, he makes more than anybody in Hollywood, so.
All to Tony Stark. That's why I would never stop playing Tony Stark. If I was him, I'd be like, look, here's what we're going to do. I don't really want to do a whole lot, so there'll be no scenes of me outside the costume or doing action. There'll be a stuntman in the suit. I'll just sit here on this chair and film all the green screen inside the suit shots, and then we'll just have some scenes of me hanging out in my lab. That was the funny thing, because like Chris Evans was saying, it was Atlanta in July, so he's like, he's talking about how hot it was, and Robert Downey Jr.'s like, what? I don't remember that. He's like, oh yeah, but remember, once that mask comes down on the helmet, he's like, that's not me anymore. So
that's funny.
He's like, there's just a couple. He's like, I remember you standing out there sweltering while I was like sitting in the air conditioned helicopter.
Yeah, he'll be playing Tony Stark at 84 with his walker.
That's what I was gonna say. He'll play until we absolutely can't till age.
Till then, you have geriatric Iron Man.
He'll just keep Botoxing or whatever.
I like the meme that talked about the idea that Batman and Superman are two people with different ideologies meeting for the first time, and then with Civil War, it's two friends who were brought to this. So I'm like, that's it's interesting. But yeah, as far as Batman news, though, we haven't really heard a whole lot. They released the Hot Wheels, if you can find it, the 2016 preview of the new Batmobile.
Cool.
They released a picture that I sent to Phil of some of the action figures for BVS.
Very cool.
So, pretty excited about all that stuff. I know Phil's excited because they just released the Dark Knight 3.
Yeah, the Dark Knight 3, number 1, The Master Race came out. You can hear me and Lilith talk about that on World's Finest, which we'll be recording here in a couple minutes.
So that's pretty awesome. Of course, I'm loving the Batman and Robin Eternal series, and just really, really, gearing up for BVS. I do know one thing. This is not exactly Batman related, but it is related to us. Is the fact that the new CEO of Warner Brothers is loosening the grip on what characters can be used on television and the films.
Yes.
And so it looks like we're going to see more characters on TV, which I think is a good idea.
Yes, I agree, because DC is just taking over television. Period.
I mean, you already see they're talking Constantine for Legends of Tomorrow Season 2.
Yes. That has me quite excited.
Well, even that trailer for Season 1, wasn't Rip Hunter saying, I've seen... I forget how we put it. I've seen Men of Steel fall and,
Dark Knights. Yeah.
That's cool.
There's those references. And in that picture I sent you of Captain Cold, where it says some sort of crystal, but it looks a lot like kryptonite.
Then you put up that thing last night about, now they're talking about a Flash Supergirl crossover. Seriously, now.
Yeah. I mean, it would work, because all you have to do is Supergirl takes place on another Earth. And I mean, with everything going on with Flash, with Earth 2, I mean, you don't have to do. You could do something where it's another Earth. It doesn't have to be Earth 2 that she comes from, or whatever. So I mean, if they're going to cross over any shows, those two would be the best ones to cross over.
Right. That would work.
So
bring in Nightwing. I already figured out how to bring in Nightwing. He just shows up and says, I'm here investigating for Batman and Superman.
Yeah, I'm here. We already have Bloodhaven. Why not? I think that might be one of the characters that we might get down the pipeline with them being able to release characters and not have such a tight grip on them. I think Nightwing will be one of them.
That would be pretty cool.
Because Phil and I discussed we want to see a Nightwing show in some capacity. I mean, it's doable, people. Let's do this.
That would be really cool.
People want it.
It's about time.
Yeah, I mean, if they want it and you can do it well, and I want to see, I think, the team aspect show. That's why I'm excited for Legends. I guess that TNT Teen Titans has
Yeah, the
kind of
Titans
fallen
show,
through.
yeah.
Like, we haven't heard anything more about it or anything. So I think that would be a great show if they could incorporate that into the Legends mix, just to bring those characters to life and bring, because I think we've already established as much as we can do with like a single character. Like Hero, like Flash, Arrow, Supergirl. They all have their similar formula about the characters and having their little team. So we need something to kind of like, let's do a Team of Heroes show, like Legends, and then something more. So.
Right.
I think it would be cool to have a Teen Titans backdoored in or something. I don't know. I'm waiting to see Connor Hawk. That's all I'm saying. Time travel.
That
Uh,
would be pretty awesome.
it's supposed to appear.
All right. Any final thoughts?
I was gonna say.
We have the Before the Bat
Before we-
shirts.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you can get your own. Show your love for Before the Bat. Get your T-shirts at TeePublic.
And
They have so many shirts.
we'll resend out the links on our Twitter and Facebook. So yeah, grab one of those. Be dope.
They make great Christmas
any of the-
presents.
Yeah, for our show, for any of the podcasts on Southgate Media Group.
Which is awesome.
Plus just superheroes in general. I mean, if you just like punch in like a superhero, I mean, there's like pages and pages of like every character.
Yes. They have tons of cool shirts. And it's Black Friday sale today.
Yeah, but by the time anyone hears this, Black Friday sale will be over.
It'll be over, I know.
That's where the Twitter and the Facebook come into play.
That's right.
But yeah, also stay tuned because we'll have specials coming up. We won't leave you over the long break. We're doing the roundtable for the finale next week, and then I know we have Batman: The Long Halloween, and then do we want to do a Christmas episode like we were saying?
Yes.
Maybe review Christmas with the Joker,
Yes.
the animated
Cool.
series. Okay.
Very cool. So we won't leave you
So
hanging,
Gotham,
guys.
yeah, not like Gotham for 3 months. We won't leave you.
No, we'll be here.
We love you. Come.
We like talking Batman.
All right.
That's right.
That's right. All right. Is that it then?
I believe so.
It's been fun, guys.
Yes. All right. Well, tell us how much you love us. You can email us beforethebat@gmail.com. Facebook, we're Before the Bat, the Gotham Podcast. And on Twitter, it's @BeforeTheBatPod, where you can live tweet with me when the show is new, like the mid-season finale coming up.
Woohoo!
That's right. You can talk anything DC or Marvel with me, NightwingPDP@gmail.com, and on Twitter, I'm @NightwingPDP. Kelly?
You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and really anywhere else that matters at Super Squint. That's SUPERSQUINT. And you can hear me on a zillion other podcasts too, so.
And then, of course, there's me, Tyler. You can find me on online at anywhere, basically at JTYPatrick. Also, you can hear me on the Krypton Report that I'll be recording here with a special guest. Shh, won't say who. You'll just have to listen and find out. And you can also hear me on the Flash Hour Power Hour with the amazing Mr. Phil. So, from all of us here at from all of us here on the Gotham Podcast, we say
same bat time, same bat channel.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
same bat time, same bat channel. The Gotham Podcast.
Come back next week for the roundtable. Goodbye.
Good night, guys.